Hey everybody, Andy Stickel here. Listen, I was just talking to a client about marketing a law firm compared to marketing any other business, and he was telling me that he thinks that marketing a law firm is much more difficult than if you were to say be selling iPhones or a restaurant or different things like that. And marketing a law firm definitely has challenges that some other businesses don't have. So for example, if you're running a restaurant, you can do coupons or you can do discounts. Lawyers typically don't do discounts, don't do coupons, things like that. But at the end of the day, the psychology of marketing is the same, because whether you're selling legal services or you're trying to sell pizzas, you're selling to people. That's the whole thing, is that the people, your target audience, it's the same. So if you apply the fundamentals of psychology that are required for selling anything, then marketing a law firm is not that difficult. The secret to marketing that most people don't understand, and this is why most people fail at marketing, is all you have to do is find a niche. You've already found your niche. You're a lawyer, bankruptcy, personal injury, criminal defense, whatever it is. Then you need to figure out, what do people in that niche, what do your potential customers or your potential clients, what is it that they want, right? And then all you have to do is give that to them. Now, I know that sounds easier said than done, but you got to remember, people buy what they want, not what they need. So for example, I just bought a new MacBook. I bought a new computer, right? And last year's model that didn't have all the fancy bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff would have been fine for what I needed. It had decent stats, had a big screen. It would last me for a long time. But I wanted all the fancy stuff. I wanted the bells and whistles. I wanted the touch screen and all of that other crap that came with it that I do not need. Again, I do not need this, but that's what I wanted. So I spent about $700 more on this computer just because it's things that I wanted, not what I needed. If I would have bought what I needed, I probably would have spent $900. But instead, I spent what did I spend? $1,600, I think, something like that. So once you kind of figure that out, then marketing becomes really, really easy. And I'm not saying that you have to actually, deliver 100% of what people want. But once you start realizing that, figuring out what people want and what their desires are, and then also figuring out what their fears are, that will make your life a lot easier and make marketing a lot easier. I'm a big proponent of giving value up front. I'm a big proponent of creating something you can give away that solves a small problem in advance. You create some sort of PDF document that you just type up on your computer, save it as a PDF, and then have it on a download form where when they download it, they get it added to your email list. And the simplest way to do that, and a lot of lawyers, I talk to a lot of lawyers that I have a cheat sheet, I have a white paper that I wrote, but nobody downloads it. And the reason why is because you didn't answer that fundamental question. You didn't ask yourself, what do people that I'm trying to get to hire my law firm, what do they want? Not what do they need, because people don't care about what they need. They care about what they want. That's why McDonald's is so successful, because people want a Big Mac. They could go, they could get a salad or whatever, but people buy what they want. So what you need to do is you need to sell them or give them what they want, and then deliver what they need. So that's the basic marketing strategy. That if you can just figure out and ask yourself, okay, at the end of the day, what does my client actually want? If I'm a bankruptcy attorney, what does my client actually want? Do they want relief from all debt? Do they want to keep their house? Do they want to fix their credit so they can so they can buy a house one day? What do they actually want? If you're a divorce lawyer, obviously divorce is the end goal, but what do they want? Do they want more time with their kids? Do they want financial freedom? Do they want to escape an abusive relationship? If you're a personal injury attorney, what do they actually want? Do they really care about getting this huge settlement, or do they just want to make sure that their medical bills are covered and that they that their property is taken care of, and whatever they think is, if maybe it's a catastrophic injury, they just want to make sure that they have medical care for the rest of their life, different things like that. And I'm not saying that's the only thing you're going to give them, but what is it that they actually want? And if you can play up to what they want and then you can give them what they need, then you're going to have a lot of success. I actually just created a webinar not too long ago, and it's completely free. It goes into this strategy in extreme detail. It really gives you enough information that you could probably hit the ground running with this strategy. And it talks about how to figure out, what do your clients actually want, and then how do you deliver it, and how do you create that bait that is going to make them, that you can create, that solves that gives them the answer to a small problem, but they still need a lawyer for the big problem, to solve the big problem. So if you want to register that, it's completely free. Go to lawyermasterclass.com, fill out the information, and just select a time. I'm running a bunch of these things. So just select a time to attend the webinar, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, guys.